Namaskar and welcome to 50 Years of Emergency, in-depth and in-person, narrated today by Ravi V Prasad. Ravi is an old friend. More than that, he grew up in a household where all these actions were seen very closely because of his father, who was information advisor to Mrs. Gandhi, the Prime Minister, who incidentally is the person who is responsible for emergency and all that incidents which happened along with. Ravi, what was your first impression of emergency? Was it a necessity, or was it about to happen, or did it come out of the blue for you?
No, I think the confrontation between Indira Gandhi on one side and Jayaprakash Narayan and Morarji Desai was building up for quite a while, and some kind of confrontation was on the scene. Whether it would have taken the form of the emergency is debatable. First of all, let me say that I have a very unique perspective on the emergency because my father, H.Y. Sharada Prasad, was information advisor to Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and also had worked with Jawaharlal Nehru. And my maternal uncle, my mama, K.S. Radhakrishna, was the closest aide and advisor of Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan. And both my father and my maternal uncle, they tried very, very hard to reconcile Indira Gandhi with her father's closest friend, Jayaprakash Narayan. Jayaprakash Narayan, you have to remember, was very close to Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru regarded Jayaprakash Narayan as his younger brother. Jawaharlal Nehru wanted Jayaprakash Narayan to succeed him as Prime Minister. Jayaprakash Narayan's wife, Prabhavati Deviji, was the closest friend of Kamala Nehru and her close confidant. Jayaprakash Narayan had also stayed in Nehru's house for many months, and he actually took care of Motilal Nehru during his last days. And in fact, Jayaprakash Narayan was the executor of Motilal Nehru's estate. He was a trustee and the holder of the records of the Nehru family. So they were very troubled by the growing rift between Jayaprakash Narayan and Indira Gandhi, and they tried very hard to bring the two together again. And many of the negotiations took place in our house.
You mean to say there was a back channel between Mrs. Gandhi and Jayaprakash Narayan those days?
Oh, throughout. In fact, there were direct meetings, and also a lot of people were trying to reconcile the two. And in fact, these discussions continued throughout the emergency. And even after the Janata Party victory in 1977, Indira Gandhi and Jayaprakash Narayan continued to meet each other right until the time Jayaprakash Narayan passed away. So it is there were differences, but you also have to remember that the two were also extremely close. So it was a very complex relationship which cannot be put into black and white. There were numerous shades of gray, because there was a lot of personal regard, that even when they had differences, political differences, they still had a lot of affection for each other and regard for each other.
Fine. So how did this back channel talks fall through? Because if they were very close, the back channel should have been effective. And how did it fell through? Was there any manipulation by third parties?
Oh, certainly it was Sanjay Gandhi and his cabal who sabotaged everything, all the talks throughout. Sanjay Gandhi absolutely detested both Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan as well as Morarji Desai, and Sanjay Gandhi, R.K. Dhawan, and some of the others in Sanjay Gandhi's cabal tried to very hard to sabotage the talks, and it was mainly R.K. Dhawan and Sanjay Gandhi who tried to rule out all reconciliation between Indira Gandhi and and on the one side Jaiprakash Narayan and on the other side Moraji Desai. And in fact, just my father and maternal uncle had come to an agreement, and all it required was Jaiprakash Narayan's final okay, where on Indira Gandhi's instructions, my father and PN Dhar agreed to all of JP's demands except the dissolution of the Bihar Assembly. They said yes to every single one of Jaiprakash Narayan's demands, except said, look, the general elections are due in March 1976. Why don't you fight the elections instead of paralyzing the administration through strikes and gheraos, which goes and not allowing elected governments to function. You are not allowing legislators to enter the assembly. You're not allowing government servants to enter
that's
the
all fine. That's
offices.
all recorded. But my point is about the third party who wanted this back channel talks to be a failure. Was there anybody other than Sanjay Gandhi and his cabal?
No, it was mainly Sanjay Gandhi who wanted to sabotage everything. In fact, just when an agreement was reached, Saeed Naqvi went and published in the Statesman the full details of the negotiations. And that played just exactly into Sanjay Gandhi's hands because by publishing everything in the Statesman newspaper, Saeed Naqvi, that meant that just as the talks, the agreement was being signed, the talks had to be called off abruptly. And I don't know why Saeed Naqvi did this. It was a scoop for him, but it certainly had very serious political implications in that it very much put paid to the negotiations between Jaiprakash Narayan and Indira Gandhi. And after that, Jaiprakash Narayan made this very big blunder of falling into the trap of the RSS. And the trigger for the emergency was Jaiprakash Narayan's tying up with the RSS. And this actually was done by Ramnath Goenka and Subramanian Swamy. Because when Jaiprakash Narayan was very ill in 1972, he was recuperating at the ashram of my maternal uncle K.S. Radhakrishna near Bengaluru. And K.S. Radhakrishna, to keep Jaiprakash Narayan company, he invited several of JP's friends to come. And one of them was Subramaniam Swamy. And Subramaniam Swamy brainwashed and ailing Jaiprakash Narayan that he should re-enter the political arena to lead the opposition to Indira Gandhi. And again, Jaiprakash Narayan, at the instigation of Ramnath Goenka, he said that Ramnath Goenka told him, look, you need an organization which has a cadre strength, strong cadre strength, ground root support of a lot of people to take on the might of Indira Gandhi. And the only two organizations which had cadre strength were the communists and the RSS ABVP. And Jaiprakash Narayan had had very bad experiences with the communists. They had betrayed him very badly in 1942. So he decided he will not have anything to do with the communists. He did reach out to Jyoti Basu, and Jyoti Basu very pointedly refused to get involved. He said the CPI will not get involved in this. The CPM will not get involved. The CPI was anyway pro Indira Gandhi. And JP had very bad experiences with them because they had betrayed him very badly in 1942. They turned him over to the British. And the CPM, Jyoti Basu, very flatly refused.
You mean to say, apart from Sanjay Gandhi, the RSS and its affiliated organizations and people had a major role in ensuring that this back channel, there is no rapprochement with Mrs. Gandhi, forcing her to declare emergency?
My father always said that the emergency was Indira Gandhi's panic overreaction when Jaiprakash Narayan and Moraji Desai pushed her into a corner and left her without any face-saving way to come out of it. And even Biju Patnaik kept telling JP, please do not take a hard line against Indira Gandhi, that now that you have pushed her into a corner and not given her a face-saving escape route, she will retaliate very, very harshly. And my father also said it was a panic reaction by Indira Gandhi, and Indira Gandhi always had this habit of using 1,000 times more force than was necessary. And my father also said that if Indira Gandhi had a better understanding of constitutional law and constitutional procedures, she would not have declared the emergency, but she had been brainwashed by Siddharth Shankar Ray. She could have found much milder ways of dealing with the threat from Jaiprakash Narayan's tying up with the RSS. But the immediate trigger for the confrontation, which laid the route for the emergency, was Jaiprakash Narayan tying up with Nanaji Deshmukh. And Indira Gandhi regarded Nanaji Deshmukh as the most formidable of her enemies. She called him the modern day Chanakya. And she knew that Jaiprakash Narayan and tying up with Nanaji Deshmukh meant that she really was pushed into a corner, that Nanaji Deshmukh would not give her any mercy. And really, everyone was pleading with Jaiprakash Narayan and with Moraji Desai to soften their rigid stance and to come to an agreement with Indira Gandhi. But all of them had very massive egos. Indira Gandhi had a massive ego. Jaiprakash Narayan had a huge ego, and he always thought he was right. He never thought that he could ever be wrong. And was a personality clash between all of them. And especially it was Ramnath Goenka and Subramaniam Swamy really cementing this relationship between Jaiprakash Narayan and the RSS. And you also have to remember that the RSS was not unified in their opposition to the emergency. There were several people who wanted to maintain good relations.
Let me expand that scope of that question. Let me expand that question. Till the emergency, I am told RSS and Jansangh was a pariah in Indian politics. And after emergency, they become part of the government. They formed BJP, and now they are in power. So, do you think they precipitated a lot of things in emergency so that they will come back to the mainstream of Indian politics?
Oh, absolutely. The RSS exploited Jaiprakash Narayan, and the big problem was that Jaiprakash Narayan fell into their trap. In fact, he really orchestrated it. Jaiprakash Narayan was the one who made the RSS respectable, because they were a pariah right from 1948. 30 years they were in the wilderness. And he was the one who gave them respectability and brought them into the mainstream. And so it was Jaiprakash Narayan's mistake. Indira Gandhi kept telling him, repeatedly warning him about the RSS. And I think Jaiprakash Narayan also realized quite soon that he had been caught in their trap, but he could not come out of it.
Okay. So, you talked about Sanjay Gandhi's cabal, and I was told that you also sometimes used to use a word called palace guards, around Mrs. Gandhi. Do you think much of this atrocities which happened during emergency can be credited to them? Was Mrs. Gandhi reduced to an onlooker by these people?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My father was, and others like P.N. Dhar and many others, they said that the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was made a prisoner of the palace guards. And in fact, my father also dubbed the emergency as Indira Gandhi's coup against the Prime Minister. that her government was reduced, was made powerless by the palace guards. And he said Indira Gandhi was actually a prisoner of the palace guards, that she was a prisoner of Sanjay Gandhi and his cabal.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you think? I was going through Mrs. Pupul Jakar's biography of Mrs. Gandhi. Pupul Jakar was personally very close to Mrs. Gandhi from Allahabad days. She kept talking about her overindulgence with Sanjay Gandhi because some of the Jyotishis predicted their stars were the same, and if they stayed in the same house, one of them will die. You think that she was insecure about the younger son and his life, and of course the rest of it being a mother.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because she was very well aware right from 1973 that about all the irregularities that Sanjay Gandhi was doing. People kept bringing it to her notice about Maruti and about how he was interfering in the administration, issuing orders to secretaries, issuing orders to chief ministers and our cabinet ministers and everything. And there were a lot of complaints about him to Indira Gandhi by her well-wishers, but she turned a total blind eye to them. And she had a blind spot for him. And in spite of everybody telling her about his misdeeds, and also he had some mysterious hold over his mother. Certainly it can be the mother's indulgence. And then you were saying about the astrologers. So let me tell you, there was a prediction that Indira Gandhi had actually told my father very, very early, because they went back a long time together, even before she was prime minister. And that was that when Motilal Nehru was searching for a bride for Jawaharlal Nehru, and they shortlisted Kamala Kaul. Then Motilal Nehru's trusted astrologer told him that Kamala Kaul actually was a saint or a goddess in her previous life, but that she had been sent down to earth one last time. And the prediction was that uh, in each generation of Kamala Kaul's descendants, at least one of them would become the ruler of India. At least one person in each generation of Kamala Kaul's descendants would become the ruler of India. But whoever became the ruler of India would die a violent death. And also, when they were ruler of India, there will be long periods when they lose power. So they would have the highest heights and the lowest lows, and the history of the Kamla Kaul's descendants would be written in gold and blood. That they will have international fame and power, but also lose power and also die violent deaths. And so far, this prediction has come true. Sanjay Gandhi was the ruler of India during the emergency. And he lost power in 1977 and he died a violent death. Then Indira Gandhi was, of course, ruler of India for such a long time. She lost power in 1977. She died a violent death. Rajiv Gandhi was prime minister. He lost power in 1989 and he died a violent death in 1991. So this was the prediction that Indira Gandhi had actually told my father, and also Makhanlal Fotedar confirmed it, that this was the prediction. So when you say the Nehru called the Nehru Gandhi dynasty, it actually is the Kamala Kaul dynasty, because uh, the prediction was that for several centuries, at least one member of each generation of Kamala Kaul's descendants will become the ruler of India.
Okay.